handsome guest sitting between Bob and I must tell you, he's a friend of Bob's.
Yes.
It's a San
I have
Diego
some weird
chicken.
friends.
Yes, he does have
Hi
some
there, how you
strange
doing in there?
friends.
Oh, no, not again, not again.
Oh, please, not till the show's over.
No.
Let him talk.
Can you talk, Bird?
Yes, on TV I can. In real life, when I'm performing, I'm not supposed to.
Okay, for the benefit of the people that have black and white sets, this is a very beautiful blue with purple eyes, yellow head, red, yellow socks, and yellow shoes. It looks just like a bird. It is.
What?
Like a chicken.
Is that, well, okay, a chicken.
A San Diego chicken, thank you.
Well, explain that to people that don't know about San Diego.
Well, being an avocation that I have as a sports imposter, I had to try to get into this year's Super Bowl.
Right.
And I had done last year as an NFL official, and I figured this year, they'd be totally on the lookout for me, I figured I would dress as the San Diego chicken. Why not?
That's nice.
Figuring I would get in totally by this disguise, figuring they wouldn't see what I look like because they were totally prepared.
They
And
wouldn't have
they
two
probably wouldn't even
chickens.
notice you either,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's what I mean.
Exactly right.
I mean, you're not noticeable. Would there be two chickens? He wouldn't.
Well,
get
no,
up
I knew he wasn't coming.
Oh, I see.
But the San Diego chicken appears everywhere. You know, he goes to all these different events and he performs.
Did he go to the Super Bowl?
No, he was not invited. He was the following week at the basketball All-Star game.
Oh.
And he'll also be at the Silver Dome February 27th when the Kansas City...
He will be or you will be? Oh,
You'll have to go there to find out, won't you? You won't be able to
Talk to a
tell.
bird in
This
the
is
house.
the identical uniform. I mean, this is the identical outfit of the San Diego chicken, right from
What
the...
does it say?
This right here. This is the emblem for the San Diego chicken, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I should stand up
Can
so
you
you
do
can
that?
see it better.
Okay, what is it? What is it?
Who knows? I just copied the uniform. I don't know. I don't know what the...
Is this
This
expensive?
job gets dangerous
Is it?
sometimes.
Is this an expensive uniform for
my.
the
A costume.
The costume?
Well, yeah, it's pretty expensive. I mean, it runs more than your average suit
Bird
rental.
costume,
Yes,
right,
it
yeah,
does.
sure.
Yes. I
Let
mean,
me, when you came out before, that was you in that New York Yankees
yes.
Ferguson Jenkinson's look-alike contest winner. Is that it?
Only in uniform it would look alike for Ferguson
Okay.
Jenkins.
Well,
Only in-
are those expensive to get, those uniforms?
No, I mean,
Anybody can get them.
no. No,
Okay.
they can't. But they're not that expensive,
See,
I guess.
Marylin's not, she likes hockey a lot. Wouldn't that be
Do I like
something?
what?
Hockey?
I have to be careful here. I'm going to lose my...
I like Maryland.
Oh, hey, look at that, see? There's always
Barry,
like you.
now, Barry, tell us how you got into this being an imposter. How did you ever get started?
Well-
'Cause you've really done some incredible feats, and we're going to see some film clips of
Were you
what
talking about my
Barry has
feet?
done.
Did you say incredible feet? Were you talking about these feet?
Those are
Those are
incredible, too,
incredible,
I will
aren't
say.
they?
Yes, they are.
All leather. Not patent leather.
All right.
I know,
Leather.
well,
Yeah, Barry, now, Bob mentioned you were a judge. I didn't even know that you went to law school. Were you, come on now, was that an imposter situation?
Well, that's how I met Bob. And, you know, you meet the people at strangest events, and I met Bob at a wet T-shirt contest as a
Really?
judge, yeah.
during the Super Bowl weekend,
That's
we
right.
did a thing at the Cobo Hall. And
He entered it, and I was a judge, and I said, you're disqualified.
I
That's it.
see.
It was not big enough.
Well,
What did you wear for that, Barry?
A wet T-shirt, of course.
Oh. Other things, I hope,
No,
too,
I
yes.
just wore a regular, normal outfit that was there.
All right, but when did you start? When did you start being
3 years
imposter?
ago. 3 years ago, almost to the day. As a matter of fact, I was just telling Ken, it was 3 years ago to the day that I was on the Johnny Carson show.
Uh-huh.
Not dressed like this, though.
No.
Of course.
Well, let's
But-
take a look at some other ways that you were dressed and some things that you did. You brought some film of some of the strange and incredible things that you've done.
This
Take
is
a-
a... How you doing?
Going a little longer than last time.
Hey. Hi, guys. Okay. Guys, take care. Here I am as an all-star in '79's All-Star Game in Seattle, dressed as a New York Yankee. The reason I was bending down, some of the ball players said, you better fix your stirrups, they're not as long.
Now, at this point, they do not know you're an imposter.
No, I'm going up to them, introducing myself as Barry Bremen, the sports imposter.
Mr. Lemon.
Telling him right there. Here.
I was going to tell you, my name is Barry Bremen. I'm an imposter.
Oh, is that?
My name is Barry Bremen. I'm an imposter. But I played in the NBA All-Star game.
So I had introduced myself because I wanted them to help me do what I wanted to do, was to be out there for the national anthem. Right here is Sid Manji from Cleveland. I said I was an imposter, and he said, I'm an imposter too. And I said, oh my God, maybe someone else is stealing my act. But
Now,
it
where
was
is the
real
ball?
cute. He said
They
it
thought you were
almost-
kidding?
I got it.
Well, they had read about me,
Tell me
and
when the
some had
ball's
known
coming.
about me, and George Brett had helped me out there.
Where do I throw it?
He was glad to help you out.
Yeah, the reason he out because Secret Service came to that game. There I am in
here.
the team picture, and I got my hat up like a
Batting
real
coach. I was
clown.
here.
And
I was just a
and
batting coach.
the guy says, "What are you doing?"
Batting coach?
I said I was the batting coach, instructor, teacher. I got real nervous.
They took you out of the picture.
They took me out of the team picture, but the players then escorted me into the dugout
Right.
and into the locker room and hid me in the sauna.
So you wouldn't get in any trouble.
Well, no, they were hiding me until the national anthem when I would be out there for the rest of all the American League
Okay,
teams.
you make
we
it?
don't see that. Did you make the anthem?
No, I got caught.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you, it
Did
was.
they fine you or anything like that?
Well, I'll tell you, I was in the dugout, okay, and they came out like at the last minute, and they hovered around me, and all of a sudden they were doing the National League team, and all of a sudden someone grabs me and says, "We need your uniform," or "Who are you?" And I had a Yankee uniform. He says, "Well, it's been approved by NBC, and I'm so forth and so on." And he says, "Well, Reggie Jackson forgot his uniform. We need your uniform."
So is that
So
for real?
that's real,
Yeah.
because Reggie had left his, and it was a big story. And I went over there and I gave him my uniform, but he gave me his back in Seattle. Now I was wired for sound because that piece was done for Sports World.
Right.
Okay, and you know, they see me with the mic and they figure, man, the guy's legit. You know, they don't know. So I come out now in a Seattle uniform, and the people on the bench thought I was caught. I mean, the rest of the players, Chet Lemon, who's now with Detroit, Kemp, and Tommy John, who helped me, and all the other players. And now I'm in Seattle uniform. These guys can't believe it. So I'm sitting there waiting, and they're introducing the American League team. They start the first baseman, second base, whatever, the 9 players, and then they would say the rest of the American League team, and that's when I take the field,
Right.
okay, for the national anthem. And that's in Seattle, and I got a Seattle uniform, I'm going to get the largest ovation, figuring that they're
Right.
going to cheer their hometown. And Bruce Bach was the only other Seattle player. The reason I took the Yankees, because there were 6 Yankees. Well, as I was in the dugout, somebody from Seattle noticed that there were too many Seattle ball players. They called down immediately, and they said, who is that guy? And of course,
It was you.
It was me, and they took me off right as they were saying the 8th player, one more player, and then it would have been
Would've
too
been the
late. It would have been too late.
But I love the Dallas Cowgirl
was it.
cheerleaders. I think that was hysterical.
Yeah,
that
that was,
was
But now, how did you
hysterical.
get in the clothes? I know you had the Dallas Cowgirl outfit under your regular
Yeah.
clothes. How did you get to the? Maybe it's a secret, but how did you get in your regular clothes down onto the field?
That is a secret.
Oh, that is a secret.
Fake credentials.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, you have. I had been. That was my second attempt. The first time I had gone was in a Monday night game. Was November 11th, I think. That was December 16th, and they had been tipped off. So I couldn't do it. It was a story for People magazine, and I couldn't do it. Somebody had tipped off one of the press media, so I was determined to come back there, and.
Well, you know what I'm finding interesting, that I didn't realize that you do these in conjunction with either a network or a magazine or something. I mean, you just don't do them for yourself. I thought you did this for yourself.
No, I do it for myself. It's fun. You know, it's a lot of stress. You know what stress is? You talked about that last time. But what I found after I did the first game, which was 3 years ago at the Silverdome, which was strictly on a bet and a lark as an all-star basketball player, which got me onto a couple TV shows. I had done a pilot for a TV series in New York, and they wanted to document evidence of stuff. So they said, well, Barry, if you're doing something, call a TV station, give them an exclusive for those tapes that you just saw. So whenever I call a TV station and they know who I am, they will have the exclusive to show it, which is a good story. Now, they don't break any laws by giving me credentials or anything, because they're not allowed to do that.
That's
So
up to you,
I keep,
right?
you're
It's
right,
up to you
that's
to get
strictly
your
up to
own,
me,
right.
because otherwise they'd prefabricate
Sure.
a story, and they're not allowed to do that. So what I do is I just call the station up, and I say, listen, if you want to cover a story, you can cover me, and they pretty much want to do that, because it's, not to sound egotistical, it's been accepted by the people, and they like it. It's like rooting the underdog.
Sure,
to,
sure.
Have you
Can he
done,
do it?
I was going to ask you, have you done any? Like only saw a few. What other ones have you done that we might not have seen?
Well, you saw that basketball all-star game, which was 1981.
Right.
Okay, I'd done the 1979. That was 79's all-star baseball game. I've also did 1980. I did last year's Super Bowl game as a NFL official.
Right.
I was the first game of the championship series in May as an NBA official at center court during the national anthem.
Right.
I was the umpire, the seventh umpire at the first game of the World Series of 1980 in Philadelphia, singing the national anthem right at home plate during the whole night, and never got caught. Never was caught. Usually you're going to get caught because they're looking for you. I've played in 2 U.S. Opens, practice rounds, in 1979 and 1980. Totally 15 holes the second time, 9 holes the first time.
All sporting events, though, Barry.
But one thing that wasn't a sporting event that I read that you didn't do, you almost did, was getting into the Academy Awards.
Yes.
That you attended the Academy Awards and you were going to go on stage and appear for someone who wasn't there to accept the award.
Exactly.
Why didn't you?
I
After
guess you can
everything
use
else
the term,
you did.
I chickened out.
You chicken.
Well,
Stress, right?
That's it.
you know, I'd gone in 1980 to the Academy Awards, and I had planned it, and I was situated. You know, the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, where they have it, it's so much different when you watch it on TV because they present it on left center stage or right center stage, and whoever presents it, that's where the winner's going to come from. So when I took my seat, it so happens I manipulated myself to be on like the 14th row on the aisle, and I'm looking at the monitor, and it so happens Goldie Hawn was presenting the award, and it was like late in the show, and I had no other opportunities. One other opportunity, but I wasn't set in my position. And I'm so intimidated by the crowd. I mean, here I am, a little bit out of my element, and you know, maybe show business is my life, but here it is. I'm sitting next to Bo Derek, and I'm sitting next to Mary Tyler Moore, and I'm inside the ropes, gazing at the celebrities that we put on pedestals, and I'm getting a little intimidated by this. And I'm thinking, well, maybe they won't appreciate what I'm going to do, because whatever I do, it's not an embarrassment, and it's not noticeable. I mean, no one notices when I'm out there because I blend in.
And you're part of a team,
Absolutely.
which is a difference.
A team,
yes,
and even a single. I mean, here I was dressed in a tuxedo, a new Pierre Cardin tuxedo by President Tuxedo had given me. I mean, the new style tuxedo. I had a suntan from Hawaii from the NFL Pro Bowl when I was there, and I looked cleaner than Warren Beatty. I wasn't worried about the looks there, but when they gave the awards, they were saying the monitor, Melvin Douglas. They said Mickey Rooney, and all of a sudden they said the winner is Melvin Douglas, and I knew he wasn't there. I could not get out of my seat.
So the imposter's not perfect.
That's it.
Thank you
This
so
is
much,
real.
Barry.
The real guy is here. Barry Bremen. Thank you very much, Barry. Really
We'll
and
be
truly.
back.
Oh, thank you.
Can you do that? It's fantastic.
Barry, you know what would be nice?